up everyone, it's Ronald's World and Opinions here. So today I have a full review and comparison of the MacBook Air, and I will later on compare and contrast it to a Surface Pro 4. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, this is basically the top of the computer when it's closed. Nice Apple logo though, pretty cool. It lights up, so that's always nice. I did plug in the mouse for a Windows computer, and it does work on the Mac. All the buttons, all that stuff, it works. So, hey, it's universal, so at least it works there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and boot up the computer and see what happens. Alright, I'm going to open this up, one finger, and it's up. Alright, let's go. Alright, it's booting up. Soon it'll be on. Now it's on. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta put in my credentials, talk among yourselves. Alright, I'm back. So here's the screen. I know it's not the greatest screen in the world. It's not a Retina. Decent screen. I like the fact that this MacBook Air is really compact. It is an 11-inch MacBook Air, so it's compact, very light. It's the size of a tablet, and pretty much it. Yeah, so I will, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to iMovie. I'm gonna hit the launch pad. I'm gonna go to iMovie here, and I'm gonna show you something. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and open up this project. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a render test. I'm gonna show you right now. Cut to the chase. Alright, I'm gonna go to File. Alright, I'm gonna go to iMovie, and I'm gonna put test 2, and I'm gonna put right here, I'm gonna save it to the desktop, and here you go. Alright, now it's exporting, so here you go, 6, 5. Alright, that's at 5. This thing's pretty quick though, so before you know it, this is done. Now it's actually starting to encode, so I'll be right back when it's done. Alright, so this is already encoding, so alright, you know what, Ashley, I'm gonna let you guys just go ahead and view it. So yeah, I like the fact that this is very okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the MacBook Air while we wait for this to encode. It's encoding right now, so it's at 4 minutes, so right here. So this is cool. Alright, it's like 15% complete, so alright. This is something the Surface couldn't even do, or any Windows computer. This would take forever on like a Surface or any other Windows computer to encode this MacBook Air, and it's a base model, by the way, $899 for this computer. It's a base model, so it's like about a quarter. It's a quarter complete, so $899, not bad. No Retina display. That's one thing I don't like about the MacBook Air. They could have put in a better display here. Another thing they could have probably did was put a little bit bigger battery to match the 13-inch MacBook Air. Actually, not the Pro, the MacBook Air. So yeah, they could have done that. I'm not worried about the processor too much on here because you know it's a Mac. Of course, it's meant for video editing and all that stuff, so absolutely. I mean, with a Surface, this video would have taken me maybe 30-40 minutes to do. Even on the Pro 4 it did. It was crazy though. I mean, and it had a Skylake i5 processor. Newest Skylake processor on the Surface, and it took so long. Alright, so I mean, more on that later when I bring out the Surface and do a comparison. I'm only going to compare what it does in terms of the features and that kind of thing. I'm not going to go show you what it does on Premiere Pro. Alright, this is halfway there at 3 minutes. It's at 50% complete. So this is chugging around pretty good. I was at 2 minutes, so this will be done in no time. So of course, when I have the MacBook Pro, when I get that sometime soon, I should probably see much better performance in terms of the video editing and the render times. This is a decent video editor. I mean, it's better than any Windows computer with that currently. I mean, and it smokes my big laptop on the bottom of this in terms of the video editing. So, I mean, it's pretty cool that it actually gets things done. For a little 11-inch MacBook Air, this is pretty powerful and provides a punch. Alright, this is around 75% complete, and it'll be done before you know it. Alright, 1 more minute. Alright, this will be complete pretty soon. Alright. Oh, by the way, it's a 1080 video, and I think I recorded this in 60 frames per second, and it already got done on the iMovie on the iPhone, but this is pretty quick. I mean, yeah, this is exactly the video render test I did yesterday at the Apple Store when I got the machine. Alright, it's almost done. It's at around 80%. Alright, so absolutely, this is gonna be, this is sick. Alright, it's closing in on completing the task. So, yep. Alright, this is awesome. This is awesome. It's at 90% now. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, on the MacBook Pro, this would be done in a matter of a couple of minutes. It wouldn't take 6 minutes to do this. It would probably be like 2 minutes or something like that on there. Especially if I get the maxed out 13-inch MacBook Pro, because that's probably what I'll most likely be getting in exchange of this. So I'll be getting a MacBook Pro 13-inch, probably an i7, but we'll see. Alright, it's complete, done. So we'll move this thing here. Alright, it's almost done. It's pretty much over with. Alright, yeah. Alright, cool. So that's complete. That's over with. We're gonna go here, and that's over with. Yay! Alright. So that was the render test for you that I just did. It was a video that's already on YouTube, so I'm not gonna go ahead and show that to you. Alright, another thing I can do fancy things with this trackpad. I can do this. You can go to the dashboard here. You can do all kinds of cool stuff like this. Yeah, and slide to the right, notifications. Slide up with 3 fingers. You can open up a bunch of desktops. You can run it. That's pretty cool. So OS 10 feature. I mean, a lot of this stuff feels like iOS, a lot of this stuff, but it is a Mac, so I mean, in that case, it's a little bit of a learning curve and that kind of thing for me to use. It's a little learning curve, but I probably should get this figured out by the end of the weekend or by early next week in terms of learning the basics of this. All right, you got all your Apple stuff. Launchpad. It's just this button right here. This is a shortcut for that. This is your desktop shortcut. It'll run multiple desktops. What else do you have? Volume rockers right here. Power button. In case something your computer acts up or whatever, just hit this and hold this down for whatever long. It'll shut off by itself and turn it back on, and you'll be back in business. All right. So Yes, this is cool though. Here's something that's cool. You can, all right, you can do this, and you can do tap to click, and you get Windows like trackpad here. Pretty cool, but it skips around like Windows trackpad, so I leave this off. So I turn it off and I leave this off so I don't get these problems. So just be careful when you turn that on, because your trackpad will skip around like a Windows laptop and that kind of thing. So with here, with the MacBook Air, any Mac for that matter, yes, you can do iMessages on here. It's like it's a OS 10 feature. FaceTime, it's like iOS and OS 10. You got full pages, full numbers. Apple's version of spreadsheets. Pages is Apple's version of Word. This is Apple Keynote. Apple's version of PowerPoint. Of course, you got iTunes, you got iBooks, Mac App Store. You can go to System Preferences, and yeah, I mean it's pretty much like any other. Feels like iOS. To be honest with you, very similar though. So, and you can run Twitter like this. Pretty cool. Pretty cool that they have a Twitter app. You can run it on the side like this, and go do. You can tweet on the side while you're doing some work. So that's cool. Really cool. Very handy. All right, let me get out of here. For $900, you can't go wrong with a MacBook Air. I mean, if you're looking for a decent computer, it's still better than like a lot of Windows laptops, and it's definitely better than the Surface. I'll tell you why. It's more efficient. I mean, more power efficient. It also encodes videos, like I said. It does it better. But there's things like no touchscreen I don't like on the MacBook Air, on the MacBooks and Macs in general. But it's not a huge deal or deal breaker for me, because I don't use the touchscreen very much on the Surface anyways, and all that, and I don't use the pen much either on the Surface, so it's not a huge deal breaker, because I mean it's not a feature I use very much and very often, so I mean that's pretty much it. Okay, I will be back. I'll bring out the Surface. All right, see you soon. All right, folks, I'm back, and I have the Surface now right next to the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air actually, not the MacBook Pro, MacBook Air. I always get mixed up because I'm used to saying MacBook Pro, but I have it next to the MacBook Air. So, all right, here's things that this can do that the MacBook cannot do. That makes it the Surface. All right, you can do like this. You can do this. You could write on the screen. Hi, what's up? I'm just gonna put that down. See, you can do that. You can do screenshot. And that's something you can't do on the Mac, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can do this on the Mac, but I'm gonna draw this thing, and I'm gonna write on it real quick. I'm gonna draw a star. I'm gonna draw like an arrow, and I'm gonna draw a triangle here. And it's not the best, but it can definitely do those things. It doesn't have a Cortana. Okay, what time is it right now? Oops. All right, let me do this again. What's the weather right now?
Right now, it's 73 and clear.
All right, so that's one thing this computer doesn't have is Siri. Hopefully in the next update when they announce the new Macs, they do have Siri support. That's ridiculous though that they don't have it. So at least here they have Cortana. You right on the screen. You can touch the screen. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. Yeah, you can interact with it with your fingers, so that's cool. So that's one thing about the Surface. I wish I could keep both of these, but only one can stay. So very likely, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, I do need a Mac for what I do, which is a lot of heavy video editing and stuff. So the Mac would do better in that perspective in terms of doing that. Well, the Surface is meant mostly for like business and enterprise and that kind of thing. It's not a computer for video editing and things like that. No Windows computer really is. The Windows computers with video cards are meant for playing games on it, not for video editing. The ones I've seen at the Microsoft store, but so that's pretty much what it is. So, I mean, anyways, in terms of what it does, they're both computers, so, and it does the same thing. Oh yeah, let me show you another thing that the MacBook, actually, my bad, MacBook Air can't do that the Surface can do. All right, let me show you. All right, I gotta just go ahead and I'll try to do this right like this, and I gotta figure it out. All right, this keyboard can be detached, and it can be a tablet too. So let me go ahead and try to balance this out, and we'll go ahead and try to do this. All right. Now it's coming out. Alright, now it came out. Just came out, and now it's a tablet. It's something that the MacBook can't do. So that's one cool thing about the Surface. But is it the best tablet? No. Is it the best laptop? No. But it's a jack of all trades computer. So I mean, it's the best of both worlds. But that's what I mean to say about it. But and the Surface has a kickstand to hold it up, because I mean, it can't hold itself up with the keyboard, so that's why it has a kickstand in the back. So that's pretty much it in terms of me comparing the Surface and the Mac. So I mean, I think honestly, if you want a all-in-one like device, the Surface is probably the best one to get over the iPad Air. I'll tell you one thing the iPad Air can do that the Surface can't do very well is video editing again. But the iPad Pro, but again, if you want a great productivity device that does everything, like it does the jack of all trades, the Surface is the one to get. So that's pretty much it in terms of me comparing these two. Alright, I will talk to you in the next episode. Enjoy the comparison, everyone, and the MacBook Air review. I will see you in the next episode. Talk to you later. Peace.